Hi everyone, nubkeks here and welcome back to Nub Raids. You guys might have heard, but in the last couple of days I did swap to a new clan to be able to push further up into Hydra difficulties. And today I'm taking my ultimate endgame budget team. There's already a video of this team on hard difficulty up on the channel. You can go check it out for a more in-depth guide there as well. But today I'm bringing it in to brutal difficulty Hydra and seeing if we can take it down. Right? Before we go in though, we gotta crack a couple of sacred shards. I thought I'd do it in this video for fun. We gotta get these fragments from the summon rush, guys, because I was bamboozled. I thought I was getting 5 shards from champion training. I was grinding away in my champion training. Where is it? I was in first place when I went to sleep last night. I woke up this morning. I'd fallen to second place. Deadly Toucher had overtaken me. But I thought I was okay. I was still 2,000 points ahead of the next guy, which was, I think, DK Solmir here. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, this son of a gun, Dev G2778, unbelievable, racked up about 3,000 points in the blink of an eye. That dude must have had a bunch of like 5-star chickens and 6 stars sitting around, and he brewed them up in like the last 10 minutes and he nabbed my 5 points. So it's costing me like 2 sacreds at least. We're gonna do 2 sacreds and yeah, then we'll dive into the actual video. We got an epic and it's Spider. Okay, already have Spider. Spider's pretty cool though. And let's see, can we hit that gold? Oh my god, we did! No way, dude! Oh my god! What? I was just supposed to be doing this for memes for the video. Oh my god. Well, actually, you know what? What was his name? What was his name? Hang on. Hang on. Go back here. Go back. Go back. Go back. Where is he? Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. I want to give a huge shout out. Dev G2778. Huge shout out, man. You're my new favorite person. You're a legend. A gentleman and a scholar. Holy shit. We just pulled a mother flippin' Dracomorph. We just pulled a mother flippin' Dracomorph. Cool. Okay, well, this is not the topic of the video, though. Oh my god. Okay, well, there you go. My goodness. Wow. Okay, let's dive into this. Right, so today we're diving in. Again, this is Brutal Hydra. Brutal's quite tough, and you can see we've got the ultra budget team here. Just to quickly run you through the team, and then I'll let you see how the run goes. Geomancer in the lead he's really the main draw here. And by the way, I will show you all of their gear at the end of the video, and I'll talk about a couple of potential replacements and things that I've been working on. I've been working, guys. I've been thinking. The brain has been churning, right? But Geomancer in the lead, he's pretty much the essential one. He's doing a huge amount of our damage, right? And this is why I call it like the ultimate budget endgame team, because, you know, he's just an epic champion. But because his damage comes from reflecting the damage the Hydra heads do back onto the ones that he puts the burn on, as you scale up the Hydra difficulties, they're doing more damage, and therefore he is reflecting more damage. And his Giant Slayer style procs that he gets off of his passive as well, they scale up because the Hydra's HP scales up. So his damage is super scalable. He's in the lead. He's super important. Inquisitor Shamail is also very important with this team. Unfortunately, Inquisitor is really important. He makes the Fear Head just a turn meter battery for Geomancer. Whenever anyone gets true feared or feared, Inquisitor removes it, and then it's like a bug, pretty much, where he actually puts turn meter boost all onto Geomancer, so it gives Geomancers a lot more turns when the Fear Head is up, and you sort of incidentally hit it with your AoE attacks. Then we have Lydia and Brogni. There are 2 legendaries. This is why I still call it budget. I understand, obviously, if you're a newer account, and these are the champions, by the way, I'm working on replacements for this exact sort of team comp. Because, you know, you might not have these yet. Lydia is a guaranteed champion, and Brogni was a fusion. So I think out of all the legendaries, you know, this is why I call it budget still. If you've been playing for a while, you will have them. By the way, Geomancer doing a fun thing there with his A2, actually able to steal some buffs, which is pretty cool. But yeah, you will, of course, get Lydia eventually. Brogni, if you did the fusion, you have him. He's the best fusion. And if you didn't do the fusion, obviously that's going to be something you're missing. He's really just there to heal us and shield us. You could put in other champions that do that. Mithrala Lifebane that you'll get guaranteed from Hydra eventually might be a good one to bring in. She brings you big shielding, cleansing, increased defense, increased attack, and also brings in AoE Hex as well. So she could be a pretty nice option. She might be one that could work. We might be a little low on healing with her, but we'll see. We'll see. It's certainly an option out there, right? Then we've got Umbral Enchantress. She's there to put AoE block buffs. Unfortunately, mine still isn't booked yet, so she only has an 80% chance to block buffs, but she does it for 3 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. You can see it's not 100% reliable, but it, generally speaking, it works enough to be okay. And then we've got Godseeker Neri on the far right. She's doing all of our healing. She brings reviving. And she can also extend our buffs a bit too, which is quite useful. So yeah, that's essentially the team and how it works. Obviously, notable things that we are lacking. We're lacking a consistent form of decrease attack out there. I'm actually not sure how we got decrease attack out there onto the head of Wrath. How did that happen? Who actually applies decrease attack? I'm really confused now. I don't know. That's weird. We don't have a consistent form of decrease attack. I'm genuinely confused. Brain is failing. But we're just surviving through it, through Geomancer redirecting damage. That's a huge bit of damage reduction, through Brogni shielding and healing, and through the healing from our girl Godseeker as well. So yeah, that is basically how we're getting through, right? That's basically how we're getting through, how we're doing it. And yeah, there you go. I'm going to let you guys watch the rest of the run. I mean, as you can see here, the Head of Decay came out straight away, which is the absolute worst head we could see. So this is, I think, a fairly achievable run when you consider that Head of Decay is up this early. But yeah, I'll let you watch the run, and you can see how it goes. I'll show you the gear after that. All right, and there we go, guys. 31.89 million damage dealt to Hydra Brutal. As you can see, the run took 28 minutes. And to be honest, this was, I think it was about my 5th attempt. Now, obviously, most attempts didn't go this far. I'd say it took somewhere along the lines about 2 to 3 hours of sitting down and being mildly focused on doing it. I was basically doing it on my phone, you know, chilling last night while I was watching some videos and stuff like that, right? And you can see my phone almost died. I was trying out a battery midway through. Apologies if that was showed up on your phone and you panicked. Apologies, that was me. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, if we look at the stats again, you can see Geomancer, almost 15 million damage. He's a huge amount of damage. Inquisitor Shamael doing 7.6 million damage. One of the comments I have seen come up on some of these videos I've done before is, why are you running Giant Slayer on Inquisitor Shamael? The counterattacks with his A1 do trigger Giant Slayer, so he can trigger multiple Giant Slayer procs per turn. The downside is he kills the Fear Head pretty quick because of that, but it does, as you see, add quite a lot of damage onto the Poison Head, right? When the Poison Head puts out loads of poisons whenever block debuffs isn't on, or if you're not running block debuffs, Inquisitor Shamael will counterattack every time and actually kill that Poison Head pretty quickly. I think we wiped at the end because, well, we got kind of overrun, I guess. We didn't have enough healing, and I think maybe Umbral might have missed block buffs on the Head of Wrath and he got increased attack, which is slightly unlucky. So we could have gone maybe a little bit further, but only I think a little bit further if Umbral was booked in this run. And yeah, pretty decent damage from everyone else. Bit of healing from Brogni. Most of the healing is coming from Godseeker. Decent damage across the board, mostly from masteries and stuff like that. But yeah, you see how it works. And yeah, if we go over here, am I blocking it? Am I in the way? There we go. So you can see the top chest for Brutal is 29.4 million damage. So we actually beat it by a little bit, which is not too bad. Not too bad at all. And yeah, I think it's pretty budget. Let me show you the champion builds. Let me show you those builds. I haven't been able to look at my Dracomorph yet because I'm using screen capture foolishly. So yeah, anyway. I'll give you some possible suggestions then for this team too that you can maybe replace. But Lydia is coming in. Lydia, she's running very fast, very, very fast. She has more accuracy than she needs. And these are her stats. But she's super quick. Because I use her everywhere. I've got really good gear on her for the most part. And she's going in and she has War Master. And then she has, you know, extended buff duration, which is really good. She's bringing you a lot of stuff. Decrease defense, weaken, strengthen, and increase speed. I think actually Lydia is replaceable. I think she is replaceable. You could potentially... I'm actually get the team comp up so you can see the whole comp. Where is the... I guess actually maybe the starting screen is a good place to go. I think that you could replace Lydia and Brogni, but I think it becomes much more tricky. Geomancer and Shamael are the necessary ones. You could bring in Ugo instead, which frees you up from block buffs. Ugo brings block buffs and decreased defense. So you could bring in Ugo. She gives you some healing as well, which frees up the Brogni snot slot a little bit. Probably, you know, maybe Rector Drath, another big healer. I've got one insane healer for Hydra. I'm going to do a video on her in the next couple of days. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, possibly another healer. Then you can maybe bring in another damage dealer. I know there's a guy in my clan who did it with Brogni, Godseeker. Then he came in with Ugo, Rector Drath, Shamael, and Husk. And he was able to do it. But you need insane gear for that. Like, you need everybody running at like 240, 250 plus speed. It's super endgame gear because, you know, you don't have the increased speed from Lydia. So I actually think, believe it or not, Lydia is probably the more budget option in some ways because she is a guaranteed champion at the end of the day, and she does give you that strengthen and that speed, which helps your defensive stats and your speed stats to keep up with this difficulty of Hydra. But certainly for lower difficulties of Hydra, there's other options. Anyway, going on, we've got Brogni. Brogni's coming in. He is masteried up with the Giant Slayer and this stuff. This is just my all-around build, but it works well for Hydra. And then he is coming in with a shield set, and he has decent HP, decent defensive stats. Again, he is very fast. Excuse me. And he's got decent resistance. I don't think it's actually quite enough resistance for this difficulty of Hydra, though. So, yeah, I don't know. We've got pretty consistent block buffs, so we're generally okay. Godseeker's up next. Now, Godseeker, I would like to change her gear a little bit. So she's running like this. I'd honestly love to crank her speed up like another 30. and maybe even sacrifice accuracy or resistance and just not care about that so much. I'll see, but she's one on my mind that maybe I could re-gear and would open her up to, at the same time, also working in super tanky clan boss teams. She's in a regen set to try keep her alive as well. Inquisitor Shamail, he's coming in. He is running like this. So again, not crazy stats by any means. Not crazy stats at all. His masteries, he does have that Giant Slayer, and he does have this counter-attacking stuff. Again, like I said, this is really good against the head of Torment, which you don't necessarily want. He'll do maybe too much damage to it, but it really helps you killing the head of Blight, which is kind of useful. He's in triple Cruel, which is okay. I think that re-gearing him for these higher difficulties of Hydra, as you saw, he does die. He did die, I think, in the run. Certainly he died in my test runs. He's the one the most likely to die, because he's squishy. If we build him with any sort of damage. I think a lifesteal set is probably the way to go. You saw how much damage he does. Lifesteal set would keep him topped up and keep him safe. So I think re-gearing him in lifesteal might be the go-to play, which could possibly free you up from not needing to bring a reviver, right? If he's going to stay alive, the rest of the team is actually pretty tanky. You could maybe not need a reviver if he had lifesteal and was survivable. Haven't tested it myself, but it's something to bear in mind. Umbral is coming in. Umbral is, again, she's a little bit slow for Brutal Hydra. Works fine for lower difficulties, but I did a couple of test runs without increased speed, and she's actually not fast enough in that circumstance, so I want to crank her speed up higher. Other than that, her stats are reasonably good, and for her masteries, again, relatively standard stuff, some counter-attacking stuff, and War Master. And yeah, then we've got the main man. The main man. He's large and in charge. It's our boy. It is Geomancer, of course. He's got into War Master. He has extended debuffs. He has Cycle of Magic for a small chance to get his burn back faster. For his sets, I have him in Deflection and Perception, which is fine. I actually think probably Reflex is your best set for him. Just run him in Reflex set, which gives you an extra chance to get the cooldown off Quicksand Grasp. Reflex set, and then as many, I'm in the way. No, I'm not in the way. As many refresh accessories as you have. I only have banners, unfortunately, for dwarves. But as many, in fact, like, because he's actually pretty tanky. And certainly for lower difficulties of Hydra, if you want a good chance to up your damage, you can just, like, I've got him in what sort of ring? I've got him like a defense ring. It's only 5-star and a HP necklace. Like, you can just say, you know, screw those stats. I'll put him in whatever. Even like a 4-star attack ring if it's a refresh ring. It doesn't even matter. Just put him in refresh gear so that you keep getting chances to get Quicksand Grasp back, which will really multiply his damage even more. Reflex set as well, I think, is the go-to. His total stats for me. Again, he's actually decently fast. That's a good speed. Tanky enough. Yeah, so, yeah, I mean, just some ideas, though, for what you could do to switch it up. And that was everyone, right? Let me double check. Yes, we've covered everyone. Excellent. There you go, guys. The one key team. The one key team. Yeah, stay tuned. I'm going to bring you some other possible teams that could fit in here. I think, as you saw from the run, I think it's actually pretty easy to do this as a 2-key team. Doing it as 1 key was tough. That was down to the wire, right? But I think you could take a team like this and very easily get 20 million damage out without too much stress. And then you just need one other team to do about 10 million, which for Brutal isn't that bad. Believe it or not, it's not that bad, because you can get like 10 million damage off of just the original starting heads. So you can build a very focused team and not even worry about what's going to come in afterwards. You build a focused team just dealing with the starting 4, get out like 9 or 10 million, get 20 million with a team like this, and there you go, you 2-keyed Brutal, which is pretty nice. But yeah, with this team and a bit of luck and this sort of gear, you can absolutely go in and 1-key even Brutal. You take this team with worse gear into hard, you can 1-key hard. Take it, I think I did 40 million roughly on hard with this exact team. Take this exact team into normal, and I mean, it will completely smash it, no problem at all. But yeah, there you go. Thank you for watching, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed. Yeah, unfortunately, I've got a lot of real life stuff going on right now. My girlfriend just had pretty major surgery, so it's a stressful time. But I'm going to be away for a few days looking after her. I will try to be on. I think it should be fine. She's doing really well, so I think it'll be fine. I'll be on probably... I'll have videos scheduled for every day anyway, but I'll try to be on as soon as the new Hydra rotation comes out on Tuesday, and I'll give you, again, some straight up, you know, info on the dot for teams that you can put together for the next rotation, which looks kind of like a pain in the ass, to be honest. But yeah, I'll be there and I'll be ready for that. So stay tuned for that. I have another couple of Hydra videos planned as well for the next few days. So watch out for those two. I think one is pretty interesting. A champion I think most people don't think about when they think about Hydra. I think she's very good. Oh, Control Freak 98. Thank you for following. Huh. But yeah, there you go. Thanks for watching, everyone. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.